Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with the Winter is Coming edition of AEW Dynamite, broadcast live last night on TBS from the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri. The show concluded with the surprise return of Toni Storm without her timeless persona, appearing on the ramp following Mariah May's successful defense of the AEW World Women's Championship against Mina Shirakawa.
It's another one of Mariah. Wait a second. It's Toni Storm! Yeah. It's the real Toni Storm! I can't believe what I'm seeing! And listen to the fans! Toni Storm, we haven't seen her since Wembley! We haven't seen her since All in London! Look at her face! Look at the face of the champion! Toni Storm is back in All Elite Wrestling!
The ghost of Christmas past!
In the opening match, AEW World Champion Jon Moxley Impact defeated Orange Cassidy and Jay White via disqualification due to outside interference from Hangman Adam Page. After the match, a brawl ensued involving Moxley, Pac, Cassidy, White, Page, Wheeler Yuta, and Marina Shafir. Christian Cage cut a promo on Moxley and the Death Riders from a distance, but was jumped by Hook. In Continental Classic Gold Tournament matches, Will Ospreay beat Claudio Castagnoli, and Ricochet beat Brody King, with both winners now at 6 points apiece. Also on the show, Adam Cole defeated Kyle O'Reilly in the finals of the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, earning a match with MJF.
There will be nowhere for MJF to run, as Adam Cole MJF is now official for World's End on Saturday, December 28th from the Addition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida.
Not the outcome MJF wanted. Might be able to proverbially say he's going to have coal in his stocking this Christmas.
In WWE news, the 6-month stay in Janelle Grant's lawsuit against WWE, its former CEO Vince McMahon and former executive John Laurinaitis expired on Wednesday. In June, Judge Jeffrey A. Meyer granted the request by Grant's attorneys for a 6-month pause without prejudice in the case. The stay came at the request of prosecutors for the Southern District of New York, who are reportedly conducting a criminal investigation into allegations of sexual assault and trafficking against McMahon and WWE. According to a statement issued by Grant's legal team on Wednesday, the decision allows Grant to proceed with her civil charges against McMahon, Laurinaitis, and WWE, while federal prosecutors continue their criminal investigation. In ratings news, Monday Night Raw lost almost 20% of its audience this week, bringing in 1.386 million viewers to USA Network, according to Programming Insider. That's down from last week's audience of 1.709 million. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a 0.43, also down from last week's demo rating of 0.52. In NXT news, Elijah Holyfield, son of former undisputed heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield, made his official NXT debut on Tuesday night before the NXT tapings at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando. Holyfield defeated another WWE trainee, Anthony Luke, in his debut match. And finally, in corporate news, AEW has hired a former WWE and UFC executive to work on sponsorship and corporate partnerships. Chris Provino worked with the XFL and was also the coordinator of international TV and affiliate marketing for WWE, as well as working in marketing for UFC. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page, and for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast, and remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.